time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York, smartest man in hockey, and, of course, Graham Nichols from the Hockey News. Gentlemen, nice to see you as we get set for Game 2. There will be some lineup changes we'll get to. This show brought to you by Bet365. Also a big day for Jason York as he got to meet his favorite hockey player on the planet. We'll get to that later in the show.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Very exciting day for Graham, too.
Yeah.
He had to jump out of his Uber today to make it here. He's still sweating.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just 5 feet down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you. I guarantee you, he's legging it, booting it out right now.
I did. I had to.
How many blocks? How many blocks?
Like probably 3 or 4. It was all like 800 meters. And then they told me to cut through a park. So I cut through the park, and it's a steam whistle area. Yeah. And when I get to the backside where I'm supposed to be, it's all gated off. So I had to hop a fence.
Okay.
Go down an embankment to get to the road, and it was, it was horrendous.
I think I could be like, the bet we have with Biz.
Yeah, I could have used it today.
Well, just walking here, you can get high with all the pot you smell in this city.
No, but
that's how it stinks like pot everywhere you go.
You know how good I am with people being on time and my OCD. So yeah, it was a little bit stressful not seeing Graham.
You stressed? Come on.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to the show. There's a lineup change coming. At least there's one lineup change coming. We know Nick Cousins will be in the lineup tonight. We don't know who he's in for, and we don't know if Ridley Gregg is in. He didn't skate today. Yorkie, what's your thoughts?
Well, talking to people around that are always at the morning skates.
Yeah.
So I was doing a little bit of investigative work. He always takes the morning skate. So that's a little bit of an alarm for me, fellas, that but then again, it's the playoffs. So the playoffs is totally different. So sometimes you got to throw those out the window. So could be he's obviously dealing with something, because the one thing I can say, he is dealing with something. I don't know what it is, but he's not a player that's going to miss the morning skate and say, I want to be rested for tonight. He's the guy that wants to skate. So something's up. So hopefully for the Sens, they worked on it during the day and he's good enough to go. Otherwise, I got a feeling could be out, but you just don't know come playoff time. But there's definitely something up. But man, oh man, well, if he is not playing tonight, he is such an important player in this lineup. Graham, you were saying this. He's already getting under the skin of some of the guys in Toronto, and he was really effective in Game 1. He's a big part of their penalty kill as well. And people will say, well, the penalty kill wasn't very good, but it's crazy how quickly and how important he's come to this team, especially since Norris was traded. Like his role, especially defensively, has just increased so much.
Yeah, I find the weird thing for me personally is I asked for him for immediate availability at the hotel yesterday.
What happened?
Didn't get him, but I was told don't worry, he'll be there tomorrow, and you should be able to talk to him today.
Okay,
and that obviously never happened because he wasn't skating today.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's the weird wrinkle that I can relay. But aside from that, you hope he can play because it's an important part of the bottom six in the PK, like you said.
The other part is though that Fabian Zetterlund skated in that spot. In the lines that you can see on the camera or on the screen, I put Greg in his regular spot and moved Fabian Zetterlund into Matthew Highmore's spot. But in the morning skate, Zetterlund's in Greg's spot. And if Greg is going to play,
then
the placeholder's the healthy scratch.
Yeah, then it's Highmore.
And he wasn't he wasn't the placeholder, and that's the concern I have for that spot.
Wally, that's pretty good. You're sleuthing around pretty well this morning. You gave me that. I didn't want to steal your thunder there because I knew you. I was going to say that, but I got that from you. And I didn't. I'm a team player. I didn't want to steal that from you, but I think I'm hoping you're not right for the Sens case, but it makes a lot of sense because that's normally how you do it. You want to get your reps in with whoever you're playing with. The other thing is Nick Jensen. But he doesn't take a lot of
But he never skates.
So he didn't skate.
No.
So Hamannik took the reps with Thomas Chabot.
But he's done it all the time. There's no doubt that Nick Jensen's in the lineup.
Yeah.
People are all like, but Travis Green said Ridley Gregg is ready. He's available. I'm like, sure. He could also say 10 minutes later, he's suddenly not available. Yeah. That doesn't mean anything. We've seen Travis Green say nothing all year. I don't trust anything that he's saying because it's the playoffs.
I will say this. So your boy Hammer, His duster right now, it's majestic. Like, they're so good. That mustache of his. Like, if he somehow got in, I'd like, you know what? Maybe the mustache can bring some mojo in. Like, I was impressed. It's thickness. It looks like an old 1980s stash you would see, because everybody in the 80s had a good stash. Yeah. Like Michel Goulet.
It's very Tom Selleck.
Dennis Marook. Tom Selleck. Yeah, no, I see it more of a Dennis Marook type stash.
Before we move on, thank you to the good people here at Shoeless Joe's at Queens Quay. If you are listening and you still want to hop down, we're here for at least an hour. We got prizes to give away. So come on down, Sens fans. Fill out a ballot and put them into the lucky Spartacat lunchbox. Oh, what?
Well, you know what I have in my hand.
You can't have the mug.
Well,
you can't have the mug.
If you get down here with the next 40 minutes, I've got one of these beautiful handcrafted coming in hot mugs that Wally has handcrafted back home in his pottery station with the ghost of Josh Norris. Or no, you were the ghost of Josh Norris. Oh my God, we got to give a shout out though.
No, we don't. This is creepy, and I don't like it.
Maybe the funniest thing I've seen on Twitter all year is Wally coming in hot mug with Josh Norris playing the part of Patrick Swayze as the ghost behind him. And I can't get this song out of my head. The Unchained Melody from the Righteous Brothers. Grant. Yeah. I'm humming it all day long. I was sitting with Kyle Bacos. He's like, "Why are you humming that song?" Listening to Craig Berube. I go, because I can't get the picture out of Wally making the mugs.
This is an HR violation.
With there it is right there. It's such a great. Who did that again for us?
Is this Rick Raymond?
It wasn't Rick.
Frank McDougall?
It was
the hair on Wally.
I think it was Frank.
Okay,
Frank.
Sorry.
Frank is so good. Frank, thanks for that. You made my year.
No, Jake, can we get off this?
Well, we'll get off it if you sing Unchained Melody.
Just
give me one verse.
Let's just move on.
One verse.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
this show brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers. More than 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands. Proudly Canadian owned and operated since 1972. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece program and unbeatable pricing policy. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds, mine diamonds. Don't pay until 2026. Apply for the Charm Diamond Flexity Card today and get approved for no interest financing on your purchase in minutes. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com.
Yes, and thanks to our good friends at Merkley Supply. Merkley Supply has for over a century has bringing the passion, expertise, and the highest quality masonry supply. And I know, Wally, because they have done the stonework in my house and they did a wonderful job. Love the stone. They're home to the largest masonry boutique in Eastern Ontario that delivered to Ottawa, Gatineau, Kingston, the Ottawa Valley, and the surrounding areas. From Canada's Supreme Court to your home's front steps, no matter your project, Ottawa Merkley is proud to set it in stone. If you're looking for stone, brick, landscaping products, or specialty building supplies, you can count on Merkley Supply. So go to merkleysupply.com or visit their showroom in Hintonburg, which I have, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful, Wally.
This episode is also fueled by Gabriel Pizza, the official pizza of the Ottawa Senators and coming in hot. Download the Gabriel Pizza app to earn points with every order and unlock exclusive deals through Gabriel Pizza Perks. Craving a slice after a big Sens win? Don't forget, when the Sens score 4, you score 40% off the 9-inch pizza the next day. Just use the app and the deal is yours. Order now through the Gabriel Pizza app or online at gabrielpizza.com. Gabriel Pizza. Bigger, better, Gabriel.
And thank you to Frank McDougall. Well, you know what?
You're gonna sing it. Eh?
I don't ever want to see the Frank McDougall make that again.
Jake, can you get them to pipe in Unchained Melody?
We can't. It costs money. So it's a copyright.
Well, listen, for anybody listening to the show, do yourself a favor. We've got it up. Is it up on our on the show right now, Jake?
No. Can we move? No. Can we just
put it on Twitter and then people can play the song and look at the picture.
You're gonna love it. It's a great Ghost is a great movie. It's a great movie. It was from a while back, some of Swayze's best work, but
okay.
It's good stuff.
Can we get to Nick Cousins? Who will be in the lineup playing in his first playoff game for the Ottawa Senators? We all know what he can bring. What do you expect to see from Nick Cousins? Because
you and I had a great chat with him this morning. Yeah. He's ready to bring it. Like, he had that smile on his face. I love the question, too. How much did you enjoy watching Ridley Gregg? And old Cuz says, it's my favorite player. Of course it's your favorite player, because that's how you play. So I think he's gonna do his thing. The one thing he can't do is go out of his way to try and stir up trouble when it's not there.
Correct.
Because it's obvious the game plan Toronto is doing, and that's try and embellish a little bit. like if you feel contact from behind, go down.
Oh.
And it happened numerous times in last game. So Cousins has to be careful because he's one of those guys that comes. Sometimes he comes a second or two late. But just make sure you're not in the numbers. That's what Ottawa has to do, and not just Cousins. Make sure if you see numbers, let up. Even though Stützle let up, he still got a penalty. But I think this game's going to be officiated differently tonight, Wally. I'll guarantee you there were some conversations and some videos and some clips said because it wasn't playoff hockey officiating.
Gord Dwyer and Pierre Lambert are the officials for tonight's game. So we'll see if that does change anything.
Yeah. But end of the day, you got to stay out of the box because if you continue to let Toronto get power plays, they're going to win this series. They got a great power play.
We'll get to that in a sec. Were you surprised to see that it will? If Ridley Gregg is playing, it will be a lineup change as opposed to they need to put in a body to fill a spot.
Yeah.
So, Graham, are you surprised to see Nick Cousins play in this one? He is. There's no question. He is battling still to come back because there's no way he's 100% this quickly. Were you surprised to see the change?
I don't think it's a surprise to learn that Nick Cousins is coming into the lineup. I think if you look at the PK, which allowed 3 goals, if you look at the fourth line play, like I thought Matthew Highmore looked nervous. I thought he was making like uncharacteristic mistakes. He's not. He's a fast forward, who's quick, and he can be an agitator. But when he's going in on the forecheck and trying to finish hits on Toronto's D, most of them are large, and he's just bouncing off. Like he's not a physically imposing guy. So I think if you're going to add Cousins to the lineup, and if Greg plays, I think Highmore's the guy to come out.
Yeah, 100%. I agree, Graham. I noticed that too. And listen, I love Highmore's effort. He's never going to cheat you in that department. He's a nice story. He's had a little bit of a revelation here, and Green has some trust in him. And listen, it's easy to point the finger at him and say, "Oh, it's your fault for those PK goals. You were supposed to be in the lineup." But those we talked about this the other day. When you lose draws that clean, you can't really get into your structure because you can't give Toronto time and space. They're just too good. They're too good. So you can't lose draws clean like that. But yeah, if there's a change. Cousins is in for sure. Highmore is coming out. The one thing that I'll give Toronto some credit here, especially Brad Treliving, who you and I had a good chat with when we were up at the Ceremony of Life for Greg Millen. Great guy, by the way, Brad Treliving. One thing, we'll get a couple things but he brought in some size on that blue line. And unfortunately for Highmore, it's tough. When you're going in the forecheck of Brandon Carlo, like he can shield you off, and it's physics. 6'4" versus 5'8". 6'4" is going to win. So it's tough. It's a tough ask.
We'll see how that plays out. By the way, we did tell Brad Treliving we wouldn't speak to him until after the series, so we can't speak after today.
Yeah. I was before the series. The series.
Yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, we go back to the 5-on-5 and how we beat the Toronto Maple Leafs and even up this series at 1. I think it's a completely different game tonight. I still do. I don't think that game 1 will play in any part. I'd like to see Ottawa get a lead early if they can. It makes a big difference, as you know. The other thing is I just like to see them play 5-on-5. And I think that if they're 5-on-5, I think they win this game. If the majority is 5-on-5 without all the special teams, Ottawa will even this series.
I just want to see playoff hockey. I want to see what the playoffs is supposed to be like, which is 5-on-5, physical, intense, hard-fought hockey.
Yeah.
And that wasn't game 1. Like we saw spurts of it, but it's just there were too many penalties. So for Ottawa, be physical, but be mindful. Be mindful when you see numbers and make sure you're not having to parade to the box again. But yeah, I agree. Ottawa, and even Craig Berube, listening to Berube this morning, Graham, he was saying, listen, I fully expect Ottawa to commit with their A game to start this game. They have to. Mm-hmm. And that's the mission. Come here and try and get a split. And if they're able to do that, boy, oh boy, they're going to be in a real nice position.
Yeah, no, and I think like heading into this series, I think if you picked something, it was like that stat I had from February 1st on. Toronto was bottom of the league in shot and expected goal metrics. So like that was the weakness that they had, and that kind of took place in game 1. You saw them get by with goaltending, special teams, and that's how they won the game. And you look at like the Tim Stützle line; they generated 9 shots that Toronto's won when they were on the ice, and I felt like they were predominantly matched up against the Matthews line for many periods of that game. So they got to keep that going. But like Craig Berube said today, like he didn't like the way that they played against Timmy's line. He said they made it too easy on him. He was carrying the puck through the neutral zone too well. They're having clean looks and clean entries. And he's talking to his guys about getting them to try and force Ottawa to dump the puck in more.
You know who I didn't notice that much in game one for Toronto? I know he had the goal, was Matthew Nyes. Because how he kept – I didn't watch
He's just quiet.
He had a quiet night. Like for 5-on-5, I was expecting a more physicality. I think Toronto will be more physical tonight. I thought they were really physical to start the game.
Yeah,
I'll give them credit. I thought,
but the crowd made that happen, right? So whenever there was an average hit, it got blown up because the crowd made it seem bigger. So then the next player wanted to make the bigger hit.
Yeah,
that's how that. Then it settled down after 10 minutes.
But so most important thing here to start this game, they're going to need Allmark to be Allmark when he is super Allmark, which is when he had those stretches this year where he's making saves that, geez, I can't believe he made that save. Or, wow, what an amazing save. And that's the guy they signed or traded for, and that's the guy that has to step up tonight.
And it's not I'm not blaming Linus Allmark for the loss in game one, but he has to.
But he was part of it.
He has to outplay Anthony Stolarz. He just has to be better. So, like, for example, the Mitch Marner goal may not be his fault, but if they want to win, maybe he has to make that stop.
It was a great shot. It was
fair enough, but they stopped Brady. But Anthony Stolarz stopped Brady Tkachuk on a breakaway.
Yeah. It was.
So
the only thing I didn't like about that goal is, and listen, I'm no goaltending expert. It just seemed like Allmark made himself small. But listen, you there's a certain spot. It's not high glove. It's kind of between the head and the glove, where if you place it perfectly, it's an incredibly hard shot to stop. I mean, listen, Marner's a world-class talent. But that's just the way the game went. Like the little things went towards Toronto. They were opportunistic on their chances, and Ottawa wasn't. And Toronto got way more important, timely power plays. Yeah. Like later on in the game, they got evened up. It didn't matter. The game was done. You said this yesterday. The Tkachuk miss, the Pinto miss. Ottawa was really surging at that time. If they score there, it's a totally different hockey game because then the chain of events, none of those penalties happened.
Dylan Cousins also had a chance early on.
He did.
So there's plenty of opportunities. They just got to bury them.
They were good. Like they said, we've been saying this for 2 days. They were good 5-on-5. Just stay on the box.
Yeah, and Zetterlund had a chance in the high slot as well, right?
Yeah.
Like Stolarz made a beautiful save off him. See, so like they're getting chances. It's just you have to finish. But that's been like the recurring theme all season. It's like they're getting chances, but for whatever reason, they're just not going in.
Mm-hmm. So I do know Fabian Zetterlund's like your guy. Like I know you're a big Zetterlund guy. We also know
is Zetterlund your guy? Graham's like
G like Z. That's how it goes. But I do know for you today, it was a big day at the locker room. As I turn around, and who do I see?
I love him.
Jason York standing with his buddy, Michael Amadio. Look at you, like the proud dad here.
Oh yeah. Listen, I'm a fan of smart hockey players because that's how I like to fancy myself, a smart hockey player, a student of the game. While I just listen, I when I watch games, I look for little things, little details, little plays that go unnoticed. Amadio's the master of the small details of his game. And the nice thing about him is people are starting to notice it now. They're seeing the stick lifts. They're seeing the positionally sound play. They're seeing his board play. Like his board play is ridiculously good. Even last game, he didn't get on the score sheet, but
did he not have an assist?
Oh, sorry, he did get an assist. Two great looks he created. I think one was the pass to Pinto. The other one might have been
that whole play was him.
Yeah, he's an incredibly smart player, and I'll give a little credit to my buddy Mark Stone. He tipped me off on him when Ottawa signed him. He goes, Ottawa does not know how good this guy is, and then he got off to the slow start, and people got on him, which happens in the Canadian market. But he found his way, and that line, once again, arguably Ottawa's best line. And it's unfortunate that Ridley Gregg, and I hope I'm wrong, if he's out. That line was good once. It was probably their best line once again, but all three of those guys just bring something special to the table.
I just think the more I think Ridley Gregg plays, unless his injury is, like he's missing an arm.
It's playoff time for sure,
right? I think I just think he's in.
But like he played 1751 last game. I didn't notice anything in his play.
Yeah,
that would
but he could you could get jammed up. You could have a tight, could be a groin, it could be tissue issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't shock me. He plays that game where there's sticks after whistles and stuff. I can see it.
Blocks a lot of shots too. Like
Yeah.
you never know. Like you're dealing with something. You could be dealing with something all year long.
Right.
Yeah, it's playoff time, so hopefully that's the case. He's taking the extra precautions, not doing the skate, and making sure he saves it all for the game.
Right.
It's a massive game.
We'll just see him come out in a big ball of tape. It's all taped up, ready to go.
Well, guys will do extra things to play in the playoffs too. Like you'll take
a lot of-
painkillers, you'll do
yes.
stuff. There's all kinds of things you can do to mask pain to make sure you're able to play. No, there is.
I know there is. That's Bobby. I remember Bobby talking about just all the stuff you could take to numb any kind of
Adderall or whatever.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's Adderall.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. This show brought to you, as always, by Club EG. When you start now thinking about golf, Club EG, with access to 60 top-tier courses, 10 leagues, and epic golf trips around the world. Club EG is doing it all. They're behind major events like the Ottawa Sun Scramble, the Ottawa Citizen Golf Championship. If there's golf happening in this city, boo the Leaf fan, everybody. Boo the Leaf fans. Odds are Club EG is running it. You don't even need to be a member to register for any of the events. But if you do sign up, you'll unlock exclusive rates to be part of club that welcomes every kind of golfer. Visit Club EG and start playing more golf more often this summer.
And also by our good friends at BEI. Always there, and especially this time, spring is here, so it's time to level up your landscaping. Whether you're after some landscape stone, gravel, or planning a driveway overhaul, BEI has you covered with top quality materials and competitive pricing. So give them a call at 613-432-1120 or visit online at bonishirexcavating.com to get started. BEI is helping to shape the Ottawa Valley.
And, of course, our show proudly presented to you by Bet365. Want to get on the action of Stanley Cup playoffs? At Bet365, they got you. From game props to player props, totals, and the money line. You can even bet on futures like series winners, conference champions, and, of course, the Stanley Cup champions, the Ottawa Senators, and much, much more. Whatever your bet, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get in on the game, an official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. Ontario only. If you know someone or you have a gambling problem, please visit connectsontario.ca. Gentlemen, here are the lines for tonight's game, brought to you by Bet365. So I was on a different screen as I try to pay attention to everything. So the Leafs is, again, always the favorites in this one. So the money line paying a plus 140 for the Ottawa Senators. Now, here is the parlay, which I just missed. I thought Dylan Cousins was going to get the goal last game. So both teams to score at least 2 goals. Brady Tkachuk to score a goal, and Boo William Nylander to score a goal. I think Brady Tkachuk has a big game.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good wager.
Right?
Yeah. If the Senators are going to win this one, hopefully they can keep Nylander at bay. But yeah, it's always good. Nylander looked good in game 1. He's a guy that always impresses me for Toronto.
He's a gamer. I'll give it to you. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's got some moxie.
But
I like the bet.
I just think Brady thrives in the environment.
Yep.
Understands the importance of the game. Not that he didn't understand game 1, but being down 2-0 is obviously a little bit more of a challenge, and I think he comes through. I think this game comes down to Linus Ullmark and Brady Tkachuk for me.
Yeah, I think Claude Giroux's going to have a good game.
Talking to some of the guys after the skate, like this morning, like I thought, like Timmy was being asked questions by the Toronto media, and like they're talking about the pressures, the vibes, everything else. He's like, guys, it's just one game. Like, and to hear that from Timmy, like I know it's like everything's lip service at this time of year. I know it's cliche answers and everything else, but like they know. Like I think Ottawa's like from the guys that I talked to this morning, everyone just seemed calm. The disposition was great, and I don't think they're phased right now.
So, do you know what I noticed more than what they say is the body language and how they say it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I noticed that, like, Claude Giroux today spoke. He was very open and candid. I thought he was actually very good today.
It was good.
That might have been the best I've seen him all year. Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, 100%.
Super relaxed. Great answers. You know, it's like talking about playoff experience. Well, he goes, well, we didn't have any. So there was lots of that stuff that came from Claude. And I thought Nick Cousins was really good. Everybody's just very calm.
They're calm, yeah.
It is a little different because I would expect them to be a little more uptight. They're just chill and calm.
Is this an omen? You just said Brady Tkachuk was going to have himself a night, and we have the Brady Tkachuk jersey on hand here, Wally.
But some lucky person's going to win it.
Oh, boy, this is a nice prize. I didn't know we were giving out this kind of loot.
Coming in hot hoodie, mugs.
Oh, the mugs are number one. Kachuk's probably the close second.
Pottery classes with Wally.
Yeah, I tell you, somebody would love this Sens lunchbox.
No, I can't give away the Sens lunchbox.
That's like a classic lunchbox.
He's got to hold on to that for the end of the series.
It's from the Sparty Club. No, I need that. You can't give that away. So, all right. What are you picking today, Graham? Give me your score of tonight's outcome.
Might be wishful thinking. I'll say 4-3 Ottawa. OT.
Graham's usually pretty good with the scores. Are you looking at me for a prediction?
Yes.
No, you take one. I'm going to go last here.
It's an empty netter somehow. So let's 3-1. I think it has to be a low-scoring game for Ottawa to win.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm thinking Allmark needs to have himself a night tonight. Ottawa, I probably go 3-1, but since you took it, I'll go with 3-2. It gets a little hairy at the end, and they miss a couple empty nets, and Allmark makes a couple big saves, and they cash in 3-2. Series knotted. Back to Ottawa. Game 3 Thursday.
You can't understate how big of a game this is for Allmark, though, right?
Massive.
Based off his playoff history, based off game 1. Like,
I agree.
Like, this is, I don't think you can understate the importance of this just for him.
Mentally, absolutely. Because what's his record right now, Graham? His all-time playoff?
3-7.
3-7 for sure. So, and I'm sure he's not thinking about his record. He's just thinking of having a good game.
Yep.
And being a difference maker for the right reasons tonight for Ottawa. But yeah, it's well, you can look at a lot of guys like Giroux right now. It's a massive. The older you get in your career, you just winning. Not that winning's not important when you're young, because it is. Because especially when you're not established yet, the more you win the playoffs.
Yeah.
The better you do professionally. But you get older in the position Giroux's in, like you just start thinking about things more. And so for him, it's a massive game, and I'm sure he wants to be a big difference maker in this one as well. Thomas Chabot now has his feet wet after so many years of answering questions of when are you going to be in the playoffs.
Yep.
You finally get in the playoffs, and I'm sure if you asked him, like he was okay, but not his best game in game 1. Like he can be better. So important game for him.
That pairing was
they weren't terrible, but they made some
analytically when I looked at they were the worst 2 on the team, if I'm not mistaken.
They just made some mistakes, just a couple coverage mistakes. Chabot, I thought, looked a little jittery to start off, but I thought he settled in.
Yeah.
Matt and Paolo looked jittery. Like that was like he made some mistakes in the game. I thought Sanderson looked pretty good, although uncharacteristically, Mitch Marner stripped him up the puck once, and I have not seen that all season long from Sanderson, especially from you don't expect it from Marner. So like everybody was doing some things that were kind of uncharacteristic. So I think Wally, you'll see less of that tonight. Well, if you don't, they're not going to win.
So then you know what's going to happen? We're going to start talking about Levi Merriline.
No, he's not. Come on. I think if history has taught us anything this year from covering the Ottawa Senators, it's when you think hope is lost, when you think you know them, you don't know them, because they totally. Well, that picture, you kind of look like the guy from Dumb and Dumber. You totally redeemed Lloyd Christmas. Totally redeemed themselves. So I'm expecting to see the Senators A game tonight.
Jake, I thought you were on my side here. This is
because people were going back to the ghost picture where Wally he did an amazing job, I thought, as Demi Moore in that picture. your hair.
I'm a method actor.
Lots of people were commenting. There was Mo from the Three Stooges. We got to be pretty. That's even old for me. But somebody chimed in and said, "You're Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber with the straight across bowl cut." I like that one too.
No.
Spock. Well, your ears aren't pointy enough. I like Lloyd Christmas. Telling me there's a chance.
Someone just said, "Looks like a normal photo, Wally." Yeah.
Bad hair day.
Low blow. But here's so we talk about Allmark and just the narrative that could potentially exist after tonight's game if he doesn't play well. But for the Leafs, we haven't talked about the Leafs at all today. if they don't play well at 5-on-5 and they drop this game,
Yep.
that becomes the story.
100%.
Like that becomes the story because this team hasn't been particularly good. And
Yep.
if they're coasting on special teams and they're coasting on the play of Stolarz, like that becomes a story. It puts the focus and pressure on them again.
100%. It's if Ottawa can come back with a split, and like you said, it doesn't. The analytics show that they got badly outplayed 5-on-5 because you showed me. We were talking about the stats the other day of they've been winning games, but it's because of special teams and goaltending. So absolutely, it's going. They're going to have to be the ones answering the questions. You didn't play well on 5. What do you need to do to fix that? This guy has to play better. That guy has to play better. So yeah, no, that's the playoffs. It's one day it's the world's over, and the next day you're top of the world, and that's the key. Trying to make sure you just don't fall into it and get baited, and from an Ottawa perspective, and make sure you stay even keel.
Debbie Quick just said that I look like a young Keith Richard.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know how young, like a
What was that from
young Keith?
like 150 years ago?
Yeah,
Keith
that's what
Richards?
I'm wondering. Yeah, what's exactly a young Keith Richard?
I can't believe he's still going. He's still rocking.
It's just-
Keith
yeah.
Richards.
Yeah, that guy's
good.
yeah.
You ever been to a Stones concert?
No, no.
I mean, you played in Ottawa a long time. I went and saw them play. I thought they were excellent.
Good to know.
Just I tell you that.
This is why I don't prepare anything for the show anymore.
Because what happens when you cut the chit chat short right off the bat? We gotta sneak it in on you.
You got to sneak in the
We gotta
shot.
sneak in some chit chat.
Is there anything I need to? All right. So do you have anything else before I?
No, we're good.
Do you want to? Oh, you didn't
Continue
tell
on.
me what your chat with Michael Amadio was like today. Did you say, hey?
Well,
Like,
we have a common friend. So Michael Amadio played junior hockey with one of my best friends, Justin Bruce's son, Riley Bruce. So we just chatted about Riley, and he was asking me how Riley's doing. And then, just talking about the series and just saying, how do you steal so many pucks? Like, what's going on? And no, I didn't ask him that. Just some chit chat. Amadio likes chit chat.
I wonder if he does watch the show, or at least has, because I asked him, like, I need a picture of you guys for the pod, and he smiled.
Yeah.
Like he knew exactly.
Oh, see,
Like he knew exactly what was going on.
I thought Yorkie asked for the photo.
No.
Yeah. He asked me when I was getting the shirts out. I need a little more Amadio. No, I didn't ask that, but we do got to get the cricket machine going, Wally. Get those shirts in production.
Do you not think I have enough stuff to do?
Well, you got to do stuff. There's certain things you got to prioritize. And
Jake,
the shirt, I need a little more Amadio, should be prioritized. Top of the list.
Okay. If Matthew Highmore's not in the lineup, the PK is and I understand he's not the greatest penalty killer ever to play for the Ottawa Senators. Do we see a different PK regardless? One, I know they need to win faceoffs. Like Claude Giroux is an uncharacteristic.
He had a bad night.
It was like 36% or something in draws. I can't remember the exact number.
I think it was like 4 for. I'll look out.
It was just, I remember just being low. I'm just curious.
Four
Welcome
for-
to the show. Thanks for joining us.
4 for 11.
Hi.
Sens fans just rolling through here as we boo the one Leaf guy. Boo.
Number 88. You got
Ordered it off online.
It's from Etsy.
Before I even picked his number, got the spelling of his name right.
I haven't seen one of those. Stutzla 88. That's fantastic.
I don't think they exist.
No, it's
How you guys
from
No, it's bad.
it's
How are you?
Timu. It's a Timu.
It's a Temu.
order.
Fantastic.
You too.
Thanks for coming.
Sweet.
Thanks
Thanks for coming.
Well, the Sens fans are rolling in. Bars starting to fill up.
Yeah, it's hopping.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I will say that the Leaf fans are uncharacteristically quiet.
They're afraid.
In the rink?
They're
no,
afraid.
here as we do the show.
Well, because it's the place kind of getting taken over. It's
I like it.
hostile takeover.
I like it. Looking sexy on the pod tonight from Malcolm. So
You?
well, maybe it's just me. It's just me.
Sweet talking in the chat.
Is that like the picture or like your live shot or the picture of you
no,
as Demi?
Just me.
All
right. Let's move on.
Okay.
Are we back? Sorry, are we back to this? We got interrupted for a quick second.
So yeah, close your roof face off.
Yeah.
He was 4 for 11.
Which is
That's
With
weird.
3 of those losses resulting obviously in 3 quick power play goals.
Yeah.
Clean losses.
But I don't know, like, how do you dump on the power play or the penalty
Penalty
kill
kill.
when it's just it happens so quickly? Like, is that just a quick defensive breakdown? Like, what would you attribute that to, or is that just kind of like a fluky anomaly of a game? And then,
Well, those were snapped back.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
like I said, when you snap them back that quickly, so the guy that gets the puck's able to establish the middle of the ice right away, and you the one goal in particular, like, I forget who shot it from the point. It was Tavares with the high tip from the slot and the rebound. You don't have time to react to that. So no matter how good, like, you're gonna need you need like a great play, like a timely block there. That's the only thing that's going to stop that. And it didn't happen, but it's not that you blame Highmore for it, because it's a tough play. So you got to be better on draws. And I think Drew will be. I think he's going to bring it tonight. It's just one of those games where he wasn't as good as he usually is on faceoffs.
Yeah, and that's kind of like one of the battles within the battle, right? Is like Drew versus Tavares in the dot.
Tavares,
because like Tavares is, I think, like he was close to 60% as well in the season. Like it's unbelievable how good those guys and how efficient they are.
Yeah, Tavares doesn't get enough credit in Toronto. Like, a lot of people dump on him, but I thought he was one of their best players in Game 1. Like, he's one of those guys that gets to the inside of the ice. Berube was talking about that. That's like, I like when Berube talks, and like
he was very good today.
He just understands. Obviously, he's won a Stanley Cup, but the way he talks about getting to the inside of the ice, that's what the playoffs is all about. The teams that can get to the inside win.
Yeah.
And for Ottawa, they're going to have to do a good job of getting to the inside, and it's a little tougher because Toronto's D are big and long, but they got to do it tonight. If you want to score on Soul Arts, you got to get inside body position in front of the net. I
didn't think they played in the dots, in between the dots in that game.
Well, they're killing a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, like, they were better 5-on-5. Like, we could say, do you need to get to the inside? But how do you get to the inside? Like, Pinto's shot was point blank from the slot. Like, Toronto, let's compare here. How many point blank shots did Toronto get from? They had the breakaway, so that's
Tavares had the goal that was like,
it was a rebound though.
Yeah, rebound, but it was there. It
was a power play.
Yep.
But how many clean looks did they get 5-on-5 like Ottawa did? Not like,
well, they only had 12 scoring chances 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Aside from the Marner breakaway, like,
yeah,
I can't think of one that was like,
like their D are big and long, but they make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like Toronto's D is very predictable with the puck. Like they're simple. They get it. They move it up. So if your F1, which is the first forechecker, gets in hard, you can dictate where the puck goes on the forecheck, because Carlo and those guys, they're good. They're big, strong, good defensemen, but they're not that mobile. And you can make them move the puck where you want, and that's going to be the key. F1 is the key for Ottawa to get in there hard and cause some turnover, because they will turn it over. Even Morgan Riley will turn it over. You just got to pressure
them. Just quickly, I want to thank the people here at Shoeless Joe's and throughout the season, if you will. They're serving up fresh, made-to-order dishes every day for a limited time. You can dive into their True North playoff menu, packed with bold flavors and fan favorites. But wait, the best part? Head to Shoeless Joe's, and you can win a trip to the finals, gentlemen. Whether it's a night out, a family dinner, a game day with friends, Shoeless Joe's Sports Grill is your home for great food, big moments, and unbeatable vibes. Shoeless Joe's Sports Grill, proudly Canadian, always legendary. And quickly, before I forget, because I tend to do this a lot, back in Ottawa, we are live again for games 3 and 4. We will be live at the Royal Oak in Stittsville. And game 3, you show up, fill out a ballot. We will send you, if you win, to we're going to give away 2 tickets to game 3. So that's a huge thing. This is like almost $700 for 2 tickets. We will give those away for you, plus other prizes. Join us at the Royal Oak in Stittsville. Games 3 and 4 should be around 4:30 p.m. start time. If you guys can show up on time,
should be fun.
Don't take an Uber.
Don't take an Uber. Yeah.
Okay, maybe start walking from Carp.
Might have to be that way after the show. It's like, I don't know if we're gonna make it for the puck drop.
We'll make it. What do you?
Somebody has just sent me a picture. I sent it to Jake. Jake, you got that picture yet for the show? Well, it's just stuff.
I love this on the fly stuff.
No, this is so. No, thank you. This is so hard
Appreciate on me. People are buying us beers now.
Yeah, no,
fantastic. It's so good.
All right, gentlemen. Finally, defensively, we thought Jake Sanderson was just okay. Like, is there anybody defensively that stood out, or should we just expect them all to be a much better defensive group today?
I don't know, Graham. I think the one play for me that really stood out was you got to be aware all the time with Toronto, because they like to stretch. Mm-hmm. They like to fly the zone, and the one play with Marner of one guy you don't want to leave. But there were circumstances to that. Like it was a shot, and then Matthews gloved that down, and he did. Like that was a world-class play by Matthews. He gloved it down and then taped the tape.
Yeah,
threaded it between two D-men. You can't let your guard down for a split second when you're playing against a guy like a Matthews or a guy like a Marner, not Nylander, because they're extremely skilled guys. So I think they'll be better and more aware as a group of just knowing that these guys like to stretch it out.
I want to see them more miserable. I didn't think they were miserable enough.
Like not hard enough on
them? They took 5. They had there's a big penalties.
Don't talk about the pen. That's nothing to do with them playing hard. Like I want them to be miserable after whistles. I want them to make life uncomfortable for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I don't think as a general rule in that game they did that. And that's why I keep
waiting for like Tyler Clevin to have that moment where he becomes that guy.
So he had one.
I think he had
one hit. I don't remember what period it was, but I think that was like the only time I really noticed Tyler Clevin. I want to see him just make somebody's life miserable for a minute.
Clevin play, Graham?
He was 11 minutes.
He played 11
they played 11 minutes.
What do you want from the guy?
I want to be better.
I think Ottawa, it's good in the sense like you didn't necessarily notice Ottawa's D because they weren't making a ton of mistakes, and the mistakes that they did make, like you mentioned the breakaway by Marner, like that went up at the back of the net. But like I thought Ottawa's D played actually pretty well considering the circumstances.
Yeah,
what do you mean they played well considering the circumstances? They're throwing pucks away. They're putting pucks in feet. They were not.
They played them at 5-on-5.
Oh. So okay,
the analytics are there, Wally. Graham's got the
let me show you this. Want me to show you the score?
Jake Sanderson was on the ice for 14 shots for and 2 against.
See,
great.
Thomas Chabot, 14 shots for, 10 against.
All I know is the Toronto Maple Leafs lead the series 1-0.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
it's one game. Like I didn't. If there was something there that I'd be like, oh, that's really concerning. Like I didn't see any mismatches. I didn't see any egregious mistakes that would lead me to like have.
You were eating the free pizza in the press box. That's why.
No, you were hammering this. Wally doesn't go to dinner because he knows there's going to be some za in the press box that he'll chow down on. You had a full meal.
I had one slice
pizza, popcorn.
I had one slice.
Oh my goodness! Popcorn was nice and salty. So the penalties that kill you as a team. What's so funny?
Nothing.
You get
no. Go ahead.
Okay. Coaches hate when you take 200-foot penalties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Timmy's.
It's a penalty 200 feet from your net, and those are the ones that usually come back to kill you because it's the penalty you're taking. Usually, so you don't mind a penalty when you're stopping a goal. It's in your own zone or a hard hit, but. Again, I still don't think that was a penalty, but Ottawa has to make sure they don't take penalties. So I'm of the opinion, I don't really want to see stuff after the whistle. I like teams that play between the whistles.
Oh,
the best coaching
kumbaya
advice,
to Yorkie.
You ever hear some of the best coaches in the league? They say, we play between the whistles.
Oh, please. It's the playoffs. Tell that to Max Domi, who's feeding punches into Adam Gaudette.
That was at the end of the game. Nobody cares about stuff after the whistle. Nobody's afraid. You're not intimidating anybody. You need to get on. The key to winning this series, number one, stay out of the box. Obviously, they need their goaltender to be good, but it's getting on Toronto's D, and that's by doing it during the play and hammering them all after the whistle. Number one, if you're going to face wash Carlo, you're going to have to jump up and down because he's 6'5", and a bunch of their D, they're big guys. Like pushing and shoving after the whistle does jack squat. Between the whistles when you play, I think they guys got to keep doing what they're doing and do it more on their D, hit their D over and over and over again, and manage the puck correctly. When Ottawa plays to their strengths, they put the puck in positions on the ice where they put the other team under duress. And Toronto's D as a group are not that mobile. They're not that good with the puck. They are big.
Yeah, they just clog the middle.
They're big and long, and with big and long guys, you got to make them turn and make them chase the puck over and over again because eventually they'll turn it over.
B-Wall wants them to play. He said, why can't they do both? Meaning, can't they play that way during and after the whistles? And I absolutely agree. Stop making it okay and just skate to the bench at the whistle. No. Pop them in the nose.
Tell me, which player do you want on the Sens to get which guy on Toronto?
It doesn't matter. Anybody.
Let them know you're there. Bleed all over them. Let them know you're there. Eddie Shore, Wally? Eddie Shore?
I'm not that. I don't remember Eddie Shore.
Oh, that's good.
Have you not seen Slapshot?
like when I was 6, and I was
Oh,
horrified
my
at
God.
the language.
You see the shit? You see what I got to deal with here, Graham? You guys, when you say a line from Slapshot, it's the other guy's got to know. My goodness. Okay, no more Slapshot lines, Graham. I'll just say them to you.
We've got Sylvain Turgeon references in the chat. I have no idea.
Why is this all Yorkie's family? It's got to be
I have
like
no idea what's going
I
on
didn't
right now.
play with Sylvain Turgeon. I don't even know Sylvain Turgeon.
okay.
I know he played for the Sens.
Tails donated $5 and says, I want to see hand-holding, yoga, and Christmas caroling between whistles. Paraphrasing Jason York, April
Listen.
22nd, 2025.
A good set, Tails. Hot. Listen, do yourself a favor. Hot yoga twice a week. You'll feel like $1 million. Change your life. It'll change your life. Stretch out those hips. As you get older, the hips go, Graham.
Okay, so we talked about Toronto narrative. If they drop, if Ottawa plays a close game and loses, does that change anything? Do you guys feel like
No, according to Yorkie,
until you lose at home?
until you lose at home.
Well, it's not ideal to go down 2-0, but until technically you lose at home, you're still in the series. But
Well, they have to win one in Toronto.
yes, they got to win one.
So
yeah, so ideally
today would be a good start.
Ideally, today is an excellent time to start, just to get some momentum back in the series. Because the one thing you want to get with Toronto is you want to bring back the past. You want to plant the seeds of doubt. You want to get this. When it gets negative in Toronto, this is when guys hate playing here, when the media comes after them, because they'll come for them.
Right, because I can tell you over the last 2 days, it's been everything is great. You
Yep.
got a 6-2 win. All the stars scored.
Yep.
Anthony Stolarz was great. So they don't have any questions. Nobody's questioning them until they lose.
Exactly. So the sooner the better for if you're Ottawa.
Yeah.
Get the seeds of doubt planted tonight. And I think this game is massive because you don't want Toronto feeling good about themselves. You don't want them going up 2-0, even though you haven't lost at home. Because like, come on, I'm not saying anything people don't know. Thanks, Tips. The margin for error when you go down 2-0 is extremely tough to come back from. Like, it's such a boring take, but it's true. So tonight, is it a must win? No.
Water is wet. Brought to you by Jason York.
Is it a must win? No, but it's a very important win. Like,
It's as close as you can get.
yeah, it is. Like, if we're being honest, this is a massive game for Ottawa.
All right. We'll see how it plays out. Are you are you watching for anything other than special teams?
Just want to see which guys start and just you can tell the way guys skate, the way their handles are. I could tell they were nervous last. Everybody could tell watching the game. I'm looking for a team that's playing hard right away.
Yeah.
But a hard under control game where Ottawa's structure, when they're good, their structure is really good. Their structure was good last game, but just a couple of breakdowns here and there. But it's just more of being a controlled, relaxed, and that's the key to the playoffs. It's being super competitive, super hard on pucks, winning 50-50s, but you're still kind of relaxed. It's tough to explain. It's called the peak performance zone. You get in this zone where it's just like Zen. It's like Zen Wally. Everything's flowing. You're just playing. You're feeling good about yourself.
That's a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time.
High Wally time.
It's fantastic. So that's what I'm looking for. Get into the zone early and don't be nervous.
Graham?
I think the thing that I'm looking forward to or looking to check out tonight early on, especially, is like last game I noticed like Dylan Cousins' line didn't touch the ice for like the first 4 minutes, I think. Lots of face-offs. And obviously, when there's face-offs, Toronto gets last change. They can mix and match personnel accordingly. And I think Travis Green did a nice job of getting them on in key situations. That was the line I thought like that might get targeted. Yeah. In terms of matchups with Matthews and whatnot. But Travis Green did a fantastic job getting those guys on the ice, and they outplayed Toronto every time that they were on. So I'd like to see that keep going.
I want to see how Brady Tkachuk plays. That's a key for me. And I need a big stop early on from Linus Ullmark.
That's number one. Number one for me, Wally.
Yeah.
Number one for me is Ullmark needs to be really good from the start of the game.
Steal the game.
Doesn't need to steal it.
Yes, he does.
Just needs to be to start the game.
Play well enough to win.
Because too, we're talking about Ottawa coming out too. Toronto's going to come out hard too. Like you're gonna need Ullmark to stop a couple unstoppables early.
Yeah. All right, it's time to get to the free pizza. Can we get a Go Sens Go as we end the show here, please? There we go. All right. From Shoeless Joe's. Yeah. We appreciate you all here. We'll see you at the game. Good luck tonight to the Ottawa Senators.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.